So today we're in the election of Ryan. It's polling day and we're speaking to Elise Worthington, who's the Greens candidate for the Senate. And there's been a bit of controversy this morning, Larissa.
Unfortunately, we've had some of the major parties handing out some pretty dodgy flyers. Now, technically they're not illegal, but they are misleading. So they've been saying, thinking of voting Green, your second vote counts, here's how great the LNP is.
So they've kind of been posing as part of the Greens party and then encouraging people not to vote for you.
Well, that's right. I think here today in some booths in Ryan, we've had LNP workers actually wearing shirts saying voting Green ? And then handing out flyers that say incorrect and unhelpful things about the Greens. So again, some pretty underhanded tactics from the major parties. I mean, we're used to it. It happens most elections, but I think it really underestimates the intelligence of Queensland voters.
This footage was sent to ElectionWIRE anonymously and shows an LNP member wearing one of the Vote Greens shirts and handing out flyers this morning in the election of Ryan.
And it says put Labor last, and at the bottom of it does say authorised LNP, and then has their address of their party headquarters and all those. I think it's partly to discredit Labor, but it's also because 80% of Greens voters preference Labor second, and in the lower house those preferences then flow to Labor candidates. So it's in order to try and break down that preference flow, which is often incredibly important for Labor to win seats.
Young Liberal member Lainey McLaurin had been working at the polling booth where the incident was alleged to have taken place early this morning, but denied any knowledge of the issue.
So what happened this morning was apparently Liberal National Party members dressing up in green t-shirts and handing out cards that said not to vote preference Labor. Do you know anything about that? Was it an organised activity?
No, well, if it wasn't approved material from the LNP headquarters, then it was approved personally. I'm unaware of it, but if it was approved, it was approved. And again, Jane Prentice is a Green candidate, so I have no issue with the what that how to vote was designed to do. No, I don't think it's misleading. What I think's misleading is the fact that the Greens and Labor haven't come up front to voters about this secret preference deal that they've undertaken.
It may not be technically illegal, the Queensland Labor Party has made an official complaint to the Australian Electoral Commission earlier today. But now that the polls have closed, the extent of the impacts that it had on voters may never be fully known. Elise Worthington, ElectionWIRE.